guys, Brom here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, you've seen us, rank players underrated and overrated over the last few days. Now it's time for our weekly series to return, and that is the Premier League predictions, where we go through every single game and give our prediction. As simple as that. How's the scores on the doors looking, Dad?
Well, Rory from the kickoff 5 points, Thogden 6 points, and Thogdad 9 points.
Oh, he's done us again. He's added a few more to the tally. I need a big week, and I think this is the one now. But what's the like target, Dad?
Well, first of all, overall, the guests have got 60, 73, 77.
He's running away with it. Only four.
Not too bad. And the like target is 8,500.
Let's do it. 8.5k. Let's absolutely smash that. If you want us to continue doing these series and you love the support for the channel, like, subscribe, and get notifications on. What's the first game week, Dad?
And the first game is Leeds United against West Ham United, 14th against 8th. Now, these are two teams who lost last week, but they're two good, creative, attacking teams. I think this could be a good game here.
Well, they both lost 3-1 last week to top 6 clubs, Chelsea and Man United, respectively. In this game, I genuinely believe it could go either way. You know, it depends what Leeds turn up. At home, Leeds don't look as good as they look away. West Ham, they've been on really good form. It really could go either way.
It could, but you know what? I'm going with home advantage here. I want Bamford to get me some points in Fantasy League. 2-1 Leeds.
Very interesting. Well, both these sides drew this season to Man City 1-1. So I'm going to get that logic, put it in the algorithm system and go, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw because I can't pick which team's going to win. So Leeds West Ham 1-1 for me. And let's go over to the special guest.
Quick fact, as I always do, Leeds have never lost a Premier League game on a Friday. And I don't think they will today either. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Harrison and Jarrod Bowen.
And now for a Midlands derby, Wolverhampton Wanderers against Aston Villa, 10th against 12th. Now, Villa had a week off last week. I wonder what Jack Grealish did in his spare time.
Let's not talk about Jack Grealish. I mean, if you want to find out what happened with him, you can go do your search on Twitter and the other social medias. He's had a shocker. How's that going to affect Aston Villa in the dressing room? How is Grealish going to play? Is he going to start on the bench? Is he going to be affected by this stuff? What do you think?
I think he's going to start. Now, Villa should be rested, jokes aside. And Wolverhampton Wanderers got absolutely battered last week. 4-0, didn't they? So this is a really tough one to call. But you know what? 1-1 draw. I reckon this is going to be a good game, but tight. Wolves don't score a lot of goals.
You're backing Villa a lot there, because I know Wolves got pumped 4-0 by Liverpool, but Villa looked very poor without Barkley. And with the Grealish news, there's two ways it could go. He could either absolutely use that and become, take this pressure on board and have a masterclass and help Villa smash Wolves in like a 3-1 win or something. Or he's going to be affected by it. We're going to see a half-hearted Grealish and Wolves are going to win. And I'm going to go for that option. And I know Grealish has been unbelievable this season, so it's hard to say. But I'm going to go Wolves 2-1. And I know Wolves don't look as good without Jimenez being out. They got pumped 4-0 by Liverpool. But Liverpool are just different gravy. I'm going to back the Wolves this week and we'll see what happens.
All I can say to Jack Grealish, get off the front page, get onto the back page where you belong.
The back post, bang. Let's go into a special guest.
I'm going to go for 2-1 Wolves with 2 goals coming from Pedro Neto, who in my opinion is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League, and one from Jack Grealish.
And now it's Newcastle United against West Bromwich Albion, 13th against 19th. Now West Brom got pumped last week. That Pereira sending off was harsh though, wasn't it, Thea?
Yeah, it was harsh. And after that moment, there was no real plan B for West Brom, and they got absolutely pumped 5-1 by Palace. Wilfried Zaha, masterclass. And it just makes me think, they're without Matheus Pereira for this game. It's West Brom. Do they have enough class in their team to get a result here? I just don't know. I look at Newcastle and they just beat Palace 2-0. Callum Wilson and Joelinton linking up really well, both creating and scoring for each other. They left it late. The goals were in the 88th and the 90th minutes, but they still count and it got them a big win. So I'm going to back Newcastle again here. I'm going to go for Newcastle 2-0 win, and I think we'll see more of this Wilson-Joelinton link-up.
Yes, Newcastle are rested. Callum Wilson, a lot of people are going to put him in their FPL teams. 2-1 to Newcastle.
I've got him in. I signed him for this one. You've gone 2-1, I've gone 2-0. Let's go over to our special guest.
It's going to be dreadful. 1-0 Andy Carroll, 86th minute, and you should just stop Premier League predictions if that was spot on.
And now for the big game of the weekend, the Manchester derby.
Here we
United against City,
the big one.
7th. Now, Man United were very good last week in the league. Forget Europe for a minute. I mean, Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood.
It's not easy
in the
to
Premier
forget
League
Europe
last weekend. They scored some superb goals, didn't they, Theo?
Dad, it's not easy to forget that they just got knocked out the Champions League. They were lower in their group than RB Leipzig. They lost to Leipzig to let them go above them to the Championship
They've
knockouts.
won 4 games in a row in the Premier League.
Dad, not even United fans are defending United right now. I don't know where you plucked this one out from. RB Leipzig...
Facts. Check the facts.
Dad, that Man City boy, Angelino, he's literally on loan from Man City, went to Leipzig and had a masterclass to knock United down to the Europa League. And now Man City are playing United. I'm sure Pep gave him a lovely call after that game. But this is insane. How can we not doubt Man United coming into the Manchester derby?
Well, I tell you what, City last week, it was a Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling masterclass. But you know what? I'm going to sit on the fence here because United have got some good players. And when they play like they did last week, they're really, really good. Yeah. I'm going 1-1.
1-1. Okay, that's interesting. Well, Dad, do you think there's a possibility, Paul Pogba, we've got to talk about it. His agent's just come out, said, should I stay, should I go? Well, he basically said he's going to go. But since then, he's kind of taken that pressure in and used it to his best abilities and had some really good games. Scored versus Leipzig, helped them get the win in their last game. Do you think Pogba could be the man to help Man United win Manchester derby?
No.
No?
No. I think everyone else has given up on Pogba.
I think he could. I think he's on form recently, and I don't know. I'm not going to back Man United because you look at Man City's recent form, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're beating everyone. The old Man City 5-0 team is back. The way they beat Burnley and, you know, Marseille 3-0 the other day, like, they are really winning games. And with that form and with what's going on with Man United, Europa League, etc., I'm not gonna sit on the fence like you, Dad. I'm gonna go 3-1 Man City away win. It's big. De Bruyne masterclass. I've just got a feeling it's coming. It's coming.
Wow.
It's coming. I watched this in the EFL Cup at Old Trafford before, and I've seen a 3-1 before as well. So I don't know. It might happen again.
But what does our special guest think?
I'm going to go for a 3-1 City win. De Bruyne, Sterling, and Aguero, with a consolation from Marcus Rashford.
Everton against Chelsea, 9th against 3rd, and DCL. He keeps scoring, doesn't he, Theo?
Yeah,
I tell you what.
Everton keep losing.
Yeah, no.
That's the problem. He keeps scoring, but he scores like one goal here and there. He's becoming a really good player, I'll give you that. An absolute poacher. He just stays in the box, gets the goals. But Everton as a team lately have been really on poor form.
Yes.
One of the lowest in the form table, whilst Chelsea are top. They are first in the form table. Everton have only picked up 4 points from the last 5 games. That's simply not good enough.
That isn't, and Chelsea have picked up 13 points during that time.
Exactly.
And I just cannot bet against Chelsea. Now, I know they dropped points early in the season, but they're really clicking right now. They're going to win this one 2-1.
Wait, can you smell that? Can you smell a Ziyech masterclass?
Oh.
I've got a feeling he's going to do it.
I can't because he's injured.
Oh, God. Pulisic is back as well. He got a goal last week. So maybe a Pooley masterclass. Let's see that again. Overall, I'm thinking Everton will score because DCL will get his goal every week. Customary goal. So Everton 1, Chelsea 2 for me. Oddly enough, head-to-head, Everton have won the last 2 Everton-Chelsea games at Goodison Park. So it wouldn't surprise me if an upset happens. But, I don't know, you just can't back Chelsea. You can't not back Chelsea on recent form.
I think it'll be a good game. 3-2 to Chelsea. Calvert-Lewin will score for Everton. He'll get 2. And I back Werner to have a really good weekend. I have no idea why. 3-2 Chelsea.
Southampton against Sheffield United, 5th against 20th.
Wow.
And Southampton, brilliant. And that man, Danny Ings, is back and scoring goals, Theo.
That's what he does. That's what he does. And yeah, they're going to be a real threat. I mean, let's talk about the Blades quickly, Dad, before I get into Southampton. It's not looking great for them. I backed them in my Premier League predictions. I said they were going to go and beat Leicester 1-0. And it was looking at, they scored. Yeah. And I was thinking, actually, maybe this is the game. But then the last minute came, Jamie Vardy, bang, scores it. You see Chris Wilder going, he was falling to his, he could really, he's got a passion for the club and he really wants to turn it around. Yeah. And after seeing that go in, well, he did run over to the corner flag. He wasn't too keen on that corner flag for some reason, was he, Dog Dan?
He wasn't, no. Hearts were broken by Jamie Vardy. Sheffield United, it's woeful. 1 point, 5 goals all season. Yeah. Southampton 2, Sheffield United 0.
You've got to look at the form. 10 points from the last 5 games for Southampton. Yeah. 0 for Sheffield United, of course. They need to find it from somewhere in them, and I don't think it will come here because you know what Southampton are like recently, Dad. We've been speaking about Hazenhutel and the effect he's on the team. I've got to go 2-0 as well. Let's go over to our guest.
Here's my fact for you. Sheffield United aren't very good at football. So for that reason and that reason only, I'm going to go for Southampton 3, Sheffield United 0, Danny Ings 2, Theo Walcott 1.
And now it's our London derby, 11th against 1st, Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. And Crystal Palace on some real form. I mean, Benteke, Zaha, 2 goals each. Can they beat Spurs there?
Maybe.
Ooh.
If anyone's going to stop Son and Kane, it's Zaha. Yeah. On recent form, no?
Yeah.
Okay, I know it was 10 men baggies, the West Brom boys, but you know who you are when you say that. But what I'm saying is, Dad, it was 10 men of them, and I know Matías Pereira got the red card, but they still pumped them 5-1. I wouldn't always put money on Palace to score 5 goals like that. It was pretty impressive.
Now, Tottenham, obviously, it was a Jose masterclass against Arsenal. Less possession, but Son and Kane, once again, superb. Will they tear Crystal Palace apart?
Probably. It's a London game, you know, they don't have to travel too far. Son and Kane are just unstoppable recently. I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to go out there and say Palace 0, Spurs 2. Could there be a Zaha masterclass upset? Potentially. Will it happen? Probably not. Spurs are looking really good, right?
Yeah. Crystal Palace 0, Spurs 1, and over to the guest.
Only 1. Interesting.
I'm going to go for 3-0 Spurs. Kane and Son.
Fulham versus Liverpool, 17th against 2nd. Now, Fulham, they're 1 point outside the relegation zone, but Liverpool, they got Trent Alexander-Arnold back, haven't they?
They do, and he was the captain against Michelin, and they rested a lot of players, so fair play for that 1-1. I wouldn't take that game too seriously. But for Fulham, they lost to City, they tried to sit back, played 5 at the back, didn't really work, they lost 2-0, they got dominated. Do I think there'll be a different outcome this week? No, I don't think we'll see a Scott Parker masterclass just yet. I think Liverpool will win, and it partly goes off the last Premier League game they played. They won 4-0. A really comfortable win over Wolves. That was really impressive. Yeah. And I just think it will happen again. Not as many goals. I'm going to go Liverpool 3-0 Fulham. What about you?
Well, I think Liverpool just have too much quality, even with the injuries. I'm going 2-0 to Liverpool.
2-0. Fair play. I sense, and this time I really sense it, Dad. It's a Mane masterclass.
Okay.
We've been waiting a few weeks for it. It's going to come this game.
Over to the special guest.
3-0 to the Reds. Salah 2, Mane 1.
And now for 15th against 18th, it's a relegation scrap, which means Arsenal against Burnley. Wow. Now, Burnley have only scored 5 times this season, but they've only lost 1 of the last 4. Can they beat Arsenal?
Dad, do you want to hear something crazy?
Go on.
In the form table, guess who's above who? Burnley are above Arsenal in the form table.
That is outrageous.
That just puts into perspective how poor the Gunners have been lately. And they really should have been doing much better. I mean, is there a possibility we might see a Claret's masterclass at the Emirates?
Well, I tell you what, the word that I apply to Arsenal, and there's many words you can apply.
That's true.
Toothless, right? The ball goes into the box and there's nobody there. They don't look threatening.
Yeah.
And that is the problem, isn't it, Theo?
That seriously is the problem. And they need to find a way of just getting Aubameyang back on form. Will we ever see that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the end of last year was looking incredible, creating and scoring his own goals, being the end product of all the amazing attacks that Arteta set out versus Liverpool in all these games, and help them win an FA Cup. Will we see that Alba return?
Well, we will at some point because he's a class player.
Yeah.
But you know what? I reckon this will be very low scoring. I'm going 1-0 to Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal?
Yes.
Well, I agree with you. I've also put down 1-0 Arsenal, and simply because you can't ignore the recent form. But 3 points would still be important versus Burnley. Like you said, they picked up more points lately. So yeah, I think we might see Saka to score. Could Burnley shithouse it? Yes. But let's go over to our very special guest.
We lost the last 3 home games. The last time Arsenal lost 4 home games in the league in a row was actually 1959. I can't see us losing to Burnley. I'm pessimistic. I can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Arsenal fans. I'm sorry to myself. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think we'll go behind and equalise.
And finally, Leicester against Brighton and Hove Albion 4th against 16th. Now that man, Jamie Vardy, he's smashing goals and he's smashing corner flags, isn't he, Theo?
Risky business. We don't talk on that. They're back on form. Yeah. They went on a couple losses, but now they're winning again Europa League. They beat Sheffield United at the dead when they really need the points, and that shows they really need to turn up. The Foxes did. Do I think they're going to beat Brighton at home? Yes, but let's not forget, they lost to Fulham at home.
They did, and I'll tell you what, the thing about Brighton is they're a good team, but they don't win enough games.
They're not clinical.
They're not clinical.
They create chances, and then Neil Maupay will miss them. I mean, it's pretty simple. Overrated. Remember what I said in the video last time? Recently, he's not been great, but that's why they rested him. If we see a Lamptey masterclass like what we saw at the start of the season, we could see Brighton win this game. Fulham could, so why Brighton can't? I mean, they are a better team.
That is true, but you know what? I'm going with league position and home advantage 2-1 to Leicester.
Yeah, and to be honest, Dad, Brighton, 1 win from the last 10 games.
Yeah.
I can understand why you're going for a Leicester win. And I'm going to go for it too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Leicester 2, Brighton 1. And obviously, Jamie Vardy, he's having a party. He's going to score some goals, we know that. But for the final prediction, let's go to our guest and see what he reckons is going to happen.
2-1 Leicester. Vardy and Maddison, and an own goal.
Right, that is it for this week. All the games are back. Aston Villa are finally returned. Who did they play last week that was cancelled? Newcastle, was it?
Yes.
So we're finally seeing them play again. There's a little bit of a break. We'll see how that affects those clubs too. Give us your score predictions in the games that you're following and the games you support in the comments below. We're going to be responding, liking comments and stuff like that. So get down there. Please like. If we get, how many likes then?
8,500.
We could hit that. It would be very special. Incredible moment. So yeah, get it done. Please subscribe to, let's get up to 440,000 subscribers. Get notifications on to never miss a normal video on this channel. We do live streams over the weekend too. You don't want to miss that stuff. Get it in. Right, that's it from us. Thank you for watching this video and we'll see you all later.
See ya.
Bye guys.